I think I'm a special one.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, we are back. Episode 5. Welcome to On the Half Turn podcast with Andrew and Chad. Let's get into it.
Welcome back, everyone.
Ready to go. We're just keep moving along. 5 episodes. Got some good feedback. Just kind of covering all kinds of different soccer topics. So I'm excited for this one. Got a little Q&A. We put something out on our Instagram story. So we got some really good questions. So thanks for sending those in.
More questions than we thought.
Yeah, a lot more love than we thought. So if you guys, want to keep sending us questions, liking our posts, our YouTube videos, it helps us. And
we'll take suggestions too.
Yeah, it gives us more stuff to talk about, and we're willing to kind of dive into any soccer topics there are. So let's do it.
Yeah, maybe we should start getting other sports too.
Yeah, this is a hockey podcast. All right,
yeah.
What are you wearing?
So I'm wearing. What year do you think this is?
Ooh, 2011.
2011.
Our second season.
Union.
Third kit. So I think that's like the alternate.
Kit.
Yeah.
Wow. Signed by one of the Union's former goalies, Zach McMath. It's the only signature I got in the jersey. It's a white jersey, signed with a black marker by the goalie.
Where'd you meet him?
Met him after one of the games.
He would always be really good about coming around.
He would go around, and everyone would just line up. And I remember meeting him, and this was right around the All-Star, voting was coming out.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'll vote for you." And he was like, "Thanks, man, I appreciate it."
I don't know if he made the All-Star game though.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him since. But I think he plays for
Colorado still, right? No, someone else. Real Salt Lake. I don't know.
How are you? What are you wearing?
So I'm wearing 1994 World Cup Alexi Lawless light blue jersey. Kind of looks like denim color. It has the stars on it. They wore this home soil 1994 World Cup. Shocked the world with some big wins. Made it to the knockout rounds. So this is a super rare jersey, but I found a website that makes kind of cheaper replicas of rare jerseys that you won't be able to find. So a lot of throwback 70s, 80s, 90s jerseys. So I bought this and it looks awesome. I have another shirt that I bought from that same website. I'll debut in another episode. But this one's one of my favorites. I get compliments every time I wear it.
And you wear it a lot though.
I do. It's cool. You have to wear it a lot.
Twice a week.
Yeah. But it's twice a week. But it's important for this podcast because we are putting the full court press, the Jurgen Klopp Gengen press, whatever you want to call it, on Alexi Lawless to come on the podcast. We're small, but we're mighty.
Yeah.
So me and my friends, we've always been Alexi Lawless fans. We grew up with him on ESPN, kind of indifferent. He's a cool announcer.
He's not on ESPN anymore.
Yeah, now he's on Fox, but he was on ESPN. Cool announcer. We hear him, same old stuff. But me and my friends went to I think it was US-Cuba in October down in D.C., and we were beating Cuba in the Nations League 5 or 6-0. So we went around to the bottom of the field, field level, where him and Maurice Adu were doing the field side discussion. And when there was a break in the action, we called Alexi over, and he came over. He took a picture with us, and I showed him a picture of me in the jersey. I wasn't wearing it at the time, but I showed him a picture of me in the jersey. He was like, "Oh man, that's old school," or something like that. And I told him I was a big fan, doing good stuff for the American game. And then I was like, "Hey, I'm a defender. Do you have any tips for defenders?" And he told me, he thought about it for a sec. He stopped and he was like, "Don't just win the ball, keep it." So I was like, "You know what? Great advice."
Did you and your boys just go nuts?
Yeah, we were like, "Yeah, Alexi, yeah." So that's what I'll use that as a joke, but it's good advice. It's really good advice. But anyway, every day Alexi will tweet out what's on your mind or something. Just try to start a discussion with people on Twitter. So I sent him a screenshot of our YouTube page and the selfie of me and my friends with him, and he responded and said like, hey, like podcast looks good, you know, add some lighting, like make sure, you know, you guys are the star of the show, but like you're on the right track. So we did add some lighting. We have a ring light, so hopefully that makes a
You
difference.
really boosted my confidence by calling me the star, us the star of the show.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's only 2 guys on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then I said like, hey, we're always looking for guests with like the little like looking eyes emoji, thinking he'd like take the hint, but he didn't respond. So we got a hashtag get Alexi on the pod or something like that.
Every tweet he tweets.
Yeah, we're putting a high press on Alexi Laws to come on the show, even if it's for 5 minutes, to just say what's up.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
All right, so that's our big podcast news of the day.
Yeah. Anything else? You got anything?
Our sponsor, SeatGeek.
It won't be used anytime soon.
Yeah, I know.
But anything interesting? Any coaching? You've had coaching?
Yeah, so let's talk about like what we're doing now. Tell us about your season, your summer season.
So, starting with the fall season would be my college season. We found out last week that it's postponed to the spring.
I mean,
that's about it, I guess.
If it works out where you guys have a good
full season,
full season in the spring, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard like even high school contingency plans where they like where soccer would be February, March, and then spring sports would start April, May, and like maybe into June. So maybe they try and fit it into that 2-month window, but
you know they're gonna try and fit it in like a short period of time. They already do.
If you guys even have it, honestly, you know.
Yeah.
If they figure out a way to do that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Still have that extra eligibility though. You're coming into form.
I mean, not if they end up playing the season.
Yeah.
What if it ends up being just conference games? Then I'd have 6 games because there's 7 teams in our conference.
You could play each other twice, or maybe like do a 2-leg
bubble.
aggregate.
A bubble.
American East, Athletic East,
Athletic East.
very Athletic East Conference.
No. Atlantic
East. We don't even know the
How
name.
do we not know that?
But you know, you should control what you can control. I forgot to tell you this the other day. I think you officially beat me with the weirdest college career. I had 3 coaches in 4 years. You had, we're going to go on your 3rd coach in 4 years, but then also had a global pandemic postpone your season. So,
Oh yeah.
you beat me in terms of weird
And
college
there's
careers.
a ton of other stuff that we don't need to get into, but yeah. So the summer league is over. We finished with 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Pretty sure if we were to win our game yesterday, we would have finished top of the table. That was the rumor, and we tied a team that we beat 5-0 earlier in the season. We tied them 2-2.
That's the thing with summer leagues. It's just like sometimes you get like full effort and full go. Other times like dudes just show up to play.
Yeah, but you could say we bottled it.
Yeah, they choked.
Yeah.
They choked.
I even think Gerard slipped.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. They conceded goals.
How about you?
So this week, me and Chad are working the same youth camp on Monday nights, and Tuesday through Thursday I'm helping out with high school practice. It's voluntary workouts, so you know, just kind of basically we set up the session and the players kind of run it themselves. I would say it's very loose. It's the most we could do with the rules, and high school is being way more strict than club. Clubs are like full go, contact, everything. High school kind of inching the way there. We just instituted like a little bit more like skill development, so like slight contact. It's like rondos.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's still no like full on scrimmages. Like people have to stay kind of socially distant when they can. But you know, it's something, and I'm really pumped to be back into coaching. So we're both staying busy. I'm really excited about coaching starting back up, and it seems like club's going to have like a fall season, so that's going to be awesome once that gets going. Yeah, but that's what I've been up to.
Nice, bro.
There's been some big MLS games since we've last been on the pod. Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, man. Where do we start? I guess we start with the previous round, with the Columbus Minnesota game.
Our two dark horses. You can go back and hear.
See, I don't remember you saying Minnesota.
I'll go
was your
back and
dark
pull the
horse.
clip. We were both hyping up Columbus. Columbus Crew looked really good, and then I said Minnesota United. Like, watch out, they're a little bit of a dark horse too, and they end up beating Columbus in penalties. So they go through.
All right, let me just say how disappointed I am that the team that I hyped up so much, Columbus, goes out in PKs.
Well, they got lucky. They had a penalty with 12 minutes left or something to tie the game. So
Yeah, but they're better than Minnesota. They played the best style of soccer in the whole tournament, other than LAFC.
Caleb Porter Ball.
Dude, he's a great coach.
He is. I was listening to another podcast earlier, like hyping him up. Yeah.
Dude, they were blocking off the passes to Artur and Nagby, and then
Maybe
at some point,
Adrian Heath's a good
at
coach.
some point, Caleb Porter must have just been like, "You two just split in between the center backs," and then that's literally what happened. And they started to open up the game. Apparently, their number 10, Zella Ryan, was so good this tournament. This game, every single time the ball came to him, couldn't create like anything, which was a little disappointing.
It's the pressures of knockout football.
Yeah.
But our boys in blue, the Union, so big, huge win over New England, and then
That was in the quarterfinals.
yeah, and then they just beat Sporting Kansas City on Thursday.
Oh wait, no, that was in the round of 16.
This is the
Kansas
quarterfinal.
City was quarterfinals.
Yes, so now we're on to the semifinals. Big win. They're playing well. Jim Curtin's got them like pretty organized. I mean, Andre Blake coming up, big saves, defense, standing on their head. That Aronson assist, I mean, we've been challenging him. He must listen to the podcast. Same with Alexi Lawless.
Dude, he must be, because he was not doing that before.
Everything we asked him to do, like little shimmy, like get out of pressure, get his head up, play like a killer through ball.
To be honest, Zusi dove.
Oh, that was terrible. But
yeah.
What I was thinking was, so I was coaching last night, so I didn't get to watch the full game. So I have it taped, so I'm going to rewatch it like tomorrow when I get extra time. Was it off a counterattack or something? Were we countering? Because Zusi was on the left, and normally he plays right back.
I don't know.
I'm thinking he was scrambling to get back and then stepped out. But either way, great play. Like the little shoulder dip and awareness.
I also really liked the first goal. It went from, got it into Aronson's feet, he turns, plays it to Gaddis out wide. Gaddis plays a ball across to Santos. Santos flicks it like perfectly into Bedoya's path. Bedoya literally made like a 40-yard run, straight run, got the ball, played it across to Montero for Montero to tap it in.
Bedoya is always doing that dirty work.
Yeah, dude. It's basically like the front, Montero, Aronson, Brichelko, and Santos. Do no defending. And then Bedoya and
they're always just kind of like
destroy themselves.
Yeah. Those like front four we were talking about, they're always just kind of like jogging back into place. But like I think that's part of it. Like if you watch a lot of RB Leipzig or like other German teams that like to press a lot, I think they're trying to like create havoc. And then like from there they press and win the ball in like certain spots. So they're not organized all the time, but they're organized when they need to be. And then they spring counterattacks from that.
What do you think? Some professional teams, I don't think, just want to attack right away either. You know what I mean? Like Sporting KC, for example, would like to just keep possession, keep the ball a little bit. Dude,
I think the most effective soccer is really counterattacking. Now, like, is that sustainable? Not really, because you're not always going to be able to counterattack. If you could teach a team to play possession or boss teams around and just dominate the midfield and keep the ball going side to side, forward, backward, then you're going to be the better team like almost every game if you're, but if you're relying on counterattacks, sometimes those goals dry up if the other team doesn't get caught in possession in bad areas of the field. But it's a good strategy, and if you're like a machine when you press, then, do it. That's what I think is crucial to Aronson's development is like if he could start winning those balls and springing counterattacks quickly like he did against LAFC,
Yeah, I think MLS, like this tournament, I hated it when it first
Yeah,
started.
you were trashing the idea. I don't know why.
Now I love it, but
I'm going to miss it when it's over.
This is like an awesome tournament.
I wish it happened like 2 months ago, so like when nothing was on, I'd be able to watch every game.
Yeah. No, I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Thanks,
We'll talk about Mackenzie. Mackenzie's been solid. Apparently there was a lot of scouts from European teams
I think
trying to watch.
Celtic was there.
Yeah, well, first of all, how'd they get into the bubble?
I thought that's what they said. The Celtic was there.
Maybe they meant the Boston Celtics. They're also in Disney.
Go on.
Brad Stevens and Jason Tatum were there. What's his name? So Busio on Sporting Kansas City, Aronson, and Mark McKenzie have been getting a lot of hype this tournament. So it makes sense that scouts keep an eye on them. I don't know why they need to be there. Like, it's a global pandemic. You can kind of just watch from your TV and be able to scout the player.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
But no. I heard that too. And if I was a scout, I'd want to see the player in person multiple times. But you could also get by with watching on your TV.
Yeah, and Chelsea was there to watch
Jack Elliott. Yeah. we definitely, we explained that on the podcast. Yeah. Only real ones know that Jack Elliott's going to Chelsea.
And Bayern are looking at Kai Wagner.
That's something you just made up, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Is that the...
No, I don't know if you know this, but did you see who Atlanta signed today?
Kubo.
He's
the guy that does the robot.
Yeah.
My robot
he
needs some
played for
work.
the Dynamo for a few seasons.
Yeah, he scored a bunch of
Got
goals
his stats up. Nah, he didn't really score that many goals.
He had one really good season.
He had 14 goals and about 50 appearances for the Dynamo.
He must have had like 9 or 10 in one season.
He might have. And then
He went to
recently...
LAFC?
Nah, he went straight to UNAM. Pretty sure they're in Liga MX.
MX.
And then Tijuana, he was recently there. 4 goals in 25 games.
Ooh, so he's been out of form.
Yeah, well,
So
I'm sure anything can help Atlanta at the moment. Whenever.
Yeah, so they're struggling, and they need a replacement for Joseph Martinez, who tore his ACL first game of the regular season back in March. So he's, much closer to coming back. And if they have a regular season, maybe he even comes back for the end of the regular season, but bringing his reinforcements. Who knows if he's even good? I haven't watched him in a while. But
yeah, you want to know his full name?
Yeah.
Eric Estefano Torres Padilla. El Cubo. The Cube. The Cube.
Cube. That's a pretty funny nickname. The Cube. I think the best nickname, we should just have a whole episode on nicknames, is what's his name? Martinez on the Union, the defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
His nickname is El Brujo. And Brujo, I guess, translates wherever he's from. Somewhere in South America, Venezuela or something, translates to the wizard or like...
Well, they speak Spanish.
Yeah, but there's like different translations of different like meanings. Or the sorcerer. So like he's like a wizard because like he does stuff, which is just like it's an awesome nickname.
Even though like you would think like a technical player would be like
he's
like
a wizard.
that, but nah, he just gets yellow cards.
Yeah, he just fouls people, but he's doing really well. So it's at the end of our MLS talk. What else we have?
We'll just be on the lookout because there's some good games coming up.
Yeah.
Semifinals coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Union play again on Wednesday, I'm pretty sure.
So we'll have a rest advantage, so that's good.
Yeah. Boys in Blue will be ready for that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, sucks, but the Premier League is over for the time being.
Over.
I don't know when it's starting. Do you think it's going to start back up
I
normally?
thought they said like middle of September.
Huh.
But I'm not sure.
It's pretty chill.
But yeah, we got Champions League spots.
Man U and Chelsea are the 2 teams that make it into the Champions League. Leicester finishing 5th. Europa League. Tottenham finishing 6th. That's also Europa League, I guess, right?
Pretty good comeback for
Wasn't I saying that?
Yeah, you were hyping up Jose Mourinho.
When he took over, they were 14th.
That's why we have him in our intro. He's the special one.
Oh, yeah. Wolves, the 7th make Europa League, or do they get a playoff? I forget how that works.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's a playoff.
Yeah, Arsenal 8th. Not that bad, considering how they were most of the season. Everton 12th.
Shocker, right? Didn't we call that like when we first started?
Didn't we call that in the preseason?
Didn't we call that like 5 years ago?
And Aston Villa, they survived. They stay up.
Jack Grealish with a goal to put them ahead. All they needed was, what, a point, I
They
think?
needed a tie, and they got a tie.
So Grealish scored in like the 82nd or something minute, 87th maybe, I don't know, something like that. And then they let up an equalizer, but it didn't matter as long as they held the draw. So they stay up.
You gotta respect what Grealish.
It's his hometown club, dude.
Dude,
What's a better feeling than
he
that?
brought him to the Premier League. Keeps him in the Premier League. Got literally almost won a title. I'm pretty sure they almost won that one cup. Carabao Cup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They lost to the City, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. Apparently he's still in the.
So
he might be on the move.
So who's going down?
Bournemouth, Watford, and Norwich.
Yeah.
Norwich are just awful.
Yeah. So who's coming up?
Coming up, man, we have
the championship champions.
Yeah, the two teams who won automatic promotion are Leeds and the West Brom.
Marcelo Bielsa's lead, so I'm excited to watch them.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the two playing games, the championship playoff games, were between Brentford and Swansea.
Well, I don't know if everyone knows. Some people might not know how the playoff works. So
then explain it.
To get promoted to the Premier League, the top two finishers are automatically promoted, and then third, fourth, fifth, and sixth play against each other in a two-leg aggregate. So they play two legs against one team, and then the two winners of those aggregate legs play in a playoff game, and the winner of that one game gets promoted to the Premier League. So they call it like the most expensive game in football, because if you win that game, you get the Premier League money, which is, an extra whatever the TV rights are, 40 million or something crazy like that.
And so Brentford beat Swansea on 3-2 on aggregate, and Fulham beat Cardiff 3-2 on aggregate.
Oh,
so
Tim Reams, Fulham.
Yeah.
That's my player comp. What can I say? I'm a Premier League player almost.
Nah, it says Bill Quaidus still. Nah, Brentford and Fulham play on August 4th. When's that?
Next Tuesday?
Sometime next week.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Definitely tuning into that one. Should be interesting.
What time? 2:45?
2:45.
Eastern. Cool.
Yep. So, but then we got the FA Cup final tomorrow.
Well, most people listen to this would have already watched it. So
we can still talk about it if you want.
I'm just saying, hopefully Chelsea wins, Pulisic bags the winner.
Yeah.
But I don't know, we'll see. We shouldn't spend too much time on it because most of these people probably already know what's going on.
Okay. I guess we don't have to give our insight on that game. I guess you don't really care.
That's like giving your insight on where Everton's going to finish, and you know they're just going to finish 12th. It's like we all know that.
Dude, you act like they always finish 12th.
Yes, they do.
Then
you should get a customized Everton jersey with the number 12, and then it's just like...
We finished.
Yeah, we finished, and then 12.
Yeah.
They don't call him the 12th man for nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we get into our questions, I just want to know your thoughts on the fake crowd noise, especially in the MLS games.
I hate fake crowd noise.
You hate it?
I'd much rather hear the players like screaming at each other, the coaches. Even in like the Bundesliga, I think they had the just natural noise for the first game, Schalke and Dortmund, and then they started pumping in the fake crowd noise. And like, yeah, it like makes it seem a little bit more normal, but who cares? It's like the game plays fine without the fake crowd noise. I don't need the fake crowd noise. Like we all know, there's no fans there. Just let us watch the game and hear what they have to say, especially for soccer nerds like me. I want to hear someone yelling
steps. You can
steps.
still hear both.
I want to hear Jim Curran yelling
the other. They
telling
do both.
What do you mean? How could they do both? You mean like
you
mic
can
up?
still hear the players with the crowd noise.
Well, then
And sometimes
that's fine.
they go in and out. Like they'll take away the crowd noise and just go in if they hear the coach like yelling something.
Then that's fine. I want to hear everybody talking though. Like if I could like basically be at this bubble and watch MLS games there, that'd be awesome.
They don't have like everybody mic'd up.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, I think the experience is cool. Like, we've sat behind the Union bench or opposing teams' benches before, and that was awesome. You get to hear what the coaches are saying.
Yeah, but you can't really hear what the players are saying, really.
No, but there's also real crowds there. So this is the one time you get to try and hear what the players are saying.
Yeah. How about Peter Vermees last night in that game?
Was he? Oh, he was like hounding the ref about the water break.
Yeah, it's funny because like it's like everybody watching TV is there in that conversation while he's getting on the ref.
Vermees is kind of a legend, though. I like him.
Yeah.
He's a
Okay.
New Jersey guy.
Listener questions time. Q&A.
Q&A. All right. So we sent one out on our Instagram page. And we got, a lot of good responses. We've had some questions kind of like saved up in the queue from Instagram DMs. I don't think we got any on Twitter. We got a few on TikTok
we got
that we've
one
answered.
on Twitter, but we can do a topic. We can do like a full,
Okay.
like, it could be a topic.
Yeah. All right.
So if your question isn't answered, it's either because
Maybe we'll respond to you just on Instagram.
maybe we're saving it for another. We'll probably hit every question, but
Yeah.
we'll save it for an end of another podcast, or it's just going to be a big topic that we want to talk about.
Mhm.
So thank you to everyone who submitted their questions. We have about 10 questions right now. We'll shout out the people who said them too.
Yeah. We just say first names. I don't know if they want their...
All right, yeah, we'll say first names.
And then if it's something we can kind of like breeze by, just give like a definitive answer and move on. If there's something I think we could expand on more, then there's a few I remember. Then let's talk about it for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, number one.
Number one.
Because he was number one. Coming from Alex. Top strikers in football.
All right. So I always say Lewandowski's the best number 9. I think Benzema has gone up a level. Without watching enough Serie A, I would say Immobile. But he's kind of like my floater. He's not quite in that category. What would you say?
Yeah, I guess we're basing it off this season. Or past.
Yes.
I don't know. But I said Lewandowski. Dude had 34 goals in 31 games. That's just in the Bundesliga, too. Benzema, I've always been a fan of Benzema. Well, not always. I can't say like I've been like a day one fan of Benzema. But
the early days of Real Madrid, it was like him and Higuain. And neither could get consistent minutes because it was always like, do you play him or Higuain? And then like they sold Higuain. Higuain started playing better. And then Benzema started like coming into his own.
Benzema's not going to be the guy who scores you like going to be the leading goal scorer in the league, but I just love the way he plays. He moves everywhere. He's just like always running like into people too.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a legend. But Immobile, he'll just score a ton of goals one season and then have an average season and then just score like a ton of goals another season. But I think he has like almost 40 goals this season.
Really? That team is disgusting, so I wouldn't be surprised. Serie A, if you didn't know, and I'm on myself to get into Serie A more, it's like a super competitive league. Like, look at the top 4. Juventus has won it for 9 straight years. But look at 3 through 4, and look at 5 through like 8. It's like Milan's not even in the top 4, or some of these other big teams. There's a lot of really good players. Go to transfermarket.com and look at the values of some of these top Serie A teams. Like, there's serious money there.
Yeah, if I had more time, I would definitely get into some more Serie A. Are they still playing? Like, did they finish their season yet?
The last game is this week.
Yeah, but
the top 4 is
Juventus already
basically
won it.
basically locked up. But they're still in the Champions. Juventus still in the Champions League. Atalanta still in the Champions League. I think that's it. Napoli, Barcelona, they're still in the Champions League. So we'll try and talk about them. So
yeah, so we both said Lewandowski, Benzema, and Immobile.
Yeah, but hey, remember, it's funny you say that because a few weeks ago, Chad was trying to argue that Cristiano Ronaldo right now is better than Lewandowski, which was absurd. Lewandowski's been the best number 9 for like at least a few years now, and Chad was trying to argue that Ronaldo was better.
Dude,
Ridiculous.
Dude, if Ronaldo played in the Bundesliga,
No way.
but if Ronaldo played in the Bundesliga,
I mean, I'm kind of contradicting myself because I did just hype up the Serie A, how good it was. But Lewandowski, his expected goal, like he's on par with his expected goals all the time. He just finishes his chances, and like put him on any team in the world, and he's going to score goals no matter what.
Yeah,
Ronaldo needs everything.
We
I'm
don't
not
really
criticizing Ronaldo, but he needs everything to be perfect. He takes all the penalties. He complains when he gets taken out. Lewandowski's a
And
machine.
Lewandowski doesn't take all the penalties and free kicks and.
There's plenty of mouths to feed there. I don't know.
All right.
What's the next question?
Number 2, coming from Chris.
Oh, actually, if you agree with me, let us know. Because Lewandowski is better than Cristiano Ronaldo right now, this season. But
Okay. It's not even a question.
let's hear it.
But number 2, coming from Chris. Top 3 Spanish players currently or formerly playing in the Premier League: Cesc Fabregas, Fernando Torres, Santi Cazorla, Diego Costa, or David Silva. I was just gonna name one. Just name who do you think's the best out of those?
I would say, hear me out for a sec. I would say David Silva is hard to beat because he's been a mainstay at Manchester City and he's done like insanely good. Like he was never the star of that team because they brought in some star power, but he's an engine. Like he's getting assists, he's scoring some goals. He's always one of like the better players on the team. And you see the way the team reacted when he said he was going to retire and this was his last season. They all respect him there. Pep Guardiola loves him, so I think they know his footballing brain is just on another level. Even with the Spanish national team too. But I really like Cesc Fabregas, and I like his like second version of his career.
Yeah.
Before like after the
Chelsea.
Barca Arsenal. Yeah, when he was at Chelsea, those Chelsea teams under Antonio Conte in 2016-17, they won like 13 straight matches or something. It was him and Conte in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They were just running the game like they were just scoring goals, like going nuts.
Yeah. But I think David Silva.
Yeah, definitely.
When he joined, that's when Man City got really good.
Yeah.
Won 4 Premier League titles.
Yeah,
More than anyone on that list. Played longer in the Premier League than
I mean,
anyone
some
on
of those
that
guys
list.
like Cazorla, like come on. Fernando Torres was good for a few years.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Santi Cazorla, but he's kind of like a weird player.
Yeah.
I don't really. Diego Costa. Diego Costa was pretty good for like a few seasons.
Yeah, but he's a character.
Yeah, he's funny, but I'd say David Silva.
Next question.
Number 3, best 3 managers in the world from Connor. I think this is pretty easy.
Like, I think the easy 2 would be Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. I don't know who would be third, and I don't even know if those 2 are really the best 2. But
They have to be
on
the
every
best
list, I think I'm putting Pep Guardiola. But if you're talking about building a club that needs like a whole culture change, I think it's Jurgen Klopp. Every player on that team like believes in what they do, and they just like they're a machine. But Pep Guardiola, like the way he views the game and can get a team to buy in and play a certain way, he took 3 world-class teams, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City, and made them absolutely insane at playing the best version of soccer you could play. Sometimes it doesn't work, but he ran through the Premier League 2 years in a row. He made Bayern Munich like much better than they were, and he had the best Barcelona teams like of all time.
No one's arguing against you there.
No, I'm arguing with
Perhaps either 1 or 2,
yeah.
for sure, for the style.
Who's
of
your
play.
third? Because I wouldn't even know who.
Zidane. Zinedine Zidane.
See, I love Zidane, and those Real Madrid teams are really good, but I don't know how good of a manager he actually is.
How? If you're gonna say
So
Pep
they
Guardiola coached Man City, Bayern, and Barca, you're gonna say, "Oh, he made them so good," but they're Man City, Bayern, and Barca. But Zidane coaches Real Madrid, and you're like, I don't know.
Zidane's
He's
kinda-
coaching Real Madrid.
He's
Like,
kind of
what
the
do you mean?
anti-Pep Guardiola. Guardiola hasn't done it in the Champions League, and Zidane's like only done it in the Champions League. I know
Won the
they
league.
just won the league. All right, I got you. But before that, they were losing the league to Bayern,
Yeah, but
or not to Bayern. To Barca.
when Zidane left,
Yeah, they fell apart.
Yeah,
He
and then
probably-
when he came back.
But he
everything-
also left probably at the most convenient time. He was probably like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, I guess when Ronaldo left, right?
Yeah.
He left when
Yeah.
Ronaldo left.
And then that team kind of like was trying to find their way. They were fighting with Gareth Bale, so
I'm trying to think who else would be.
there's just so
I
much.
like the Bayern manager right now.
Yeah, there's just so much.
What's his name? Dude. What's his
Flick?
name? Oh yeah, Hansi Flick.
Hans Dieter Flick.
Yeah, I guess Hansi for sure.
Yeah. So like a lot of these guys kind of run the same in my mind. All
Mhm.
these like German guys.
But apparently he gets like a lot of like good publicity or whatever.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, it's a hype beast answer, and I don't know enough about him. But a lot of people would throw Marcelo Bielsa in that category.
You can't, bro. He's a championship manager.
Yes, but he did it at the international stage too.
I would say Carlo Ancelotti.
Dude, honestly, like he's done it. This guy, the Atalanta manager, Gian Piero Gasparini, like I don't know how good he is, but what he's done with that team is insane. So maybe
it's one season.
Well, and one season he's got his team playing almost better soccer than anybody.
Yeah, a lot of things just got lucky for him though. He's 62, man. He's probably been coaching for like 20 years, and this is like his.
Let's see
big
where else
break.
he's coached. He was at Genoa. He's been at Atalanta since 2016. Before that, Genoa. Palomero.
Look up what's the Ajax's manager's name? Something Tag.
Eric Ten Hag.
Dude, he's a great manager.
Yes. How long has he been there? Since 2017. Before that, he was at Utrecht.
Dude, the last year's Champions League, where Ajax made that run, that team was so good.
That team, well, they had crazy good players too.
I mean, he's the first team manager though, bringing up all those youth players.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's part of it. So, like, there's some guys.
I don't care how he does. He's not at a bigger club.
Yeah, for example, Pep Guardiola. He takes good players. He has a track record of developing players. Like, he's a big part of like Kimmich and those guys, like Joshua Kimmich's progression, or Laporte.
Yasua.
Yeah, Joshua. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Joshua Kimmich.
Yeah, but we're also in America.
So Kimmich, Laporte, but Pep Guardiola is more like, let me take these guys and make them, like a team, like the best unit, the best team. Like Mahrez was already established. It just got better under Guardiola. But then you have guys that will develop young talent and push them on to the next level to then be world class somewhere else. So there's different types of managers.
Well, Pep's at that level now where he's not the type to bring up youth players and send them on. Like, he's the top manager.
But you do see with Pep, he developed, like, Phil Foden's coming to a next level. That could just be natural because he's so young. But you really see the next level in Sterling. Mahrez got so much better after he went to City.
Yeah.
Or De Bruyne, got so much better after he went to City.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
everybody that plays for Pep loves Pep.
Yeah.
Like, De Bruyne, loves Pep. Wouldn't want to play for anybody else, so.
I know. So when Pep comes to coach the men's national team, De Bruyne is going to file for that.
I used to hate on Pep. I used to think that he was annoying. He always, they'd be up 4-0, and he'd call over someone and be like, you got to do this.
Yeah, different hand motions. That's all you need to do, be a good coach. You just got to, check in and
You just got to work on your hand motions.
Yeah.
All right.
And wear tight soccer pants. Next question.
Number 4 from Ryan. Best young talent by league. So I have mine lined up.
Let me hear yours.
Bundesliga. Well, there's a ton.
Yeah.
First of all. You gotta say Sancho. By talent,
Yeah.
I mean probably...
Is it cheating to say that even though Sancho didn't grow up in the Bundesliga?
No.
Okay.
No, he plays in the Bundesliga right now.
Okay. All right.
I mean, he has the second most goals plus assists, I think, in the world, in the top 5 leagues, you know what I mean, in Europe. Behind Messi? I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but he's up there. He has a ton of goals and assists. You could also say Alphonso Davies or Haaland.
Yeah.
But Sancho is on another
But once
level.
again, those guys, which is weird because the Bundesliga has a reputation for developing players, but all the guys you named were brought into the Bundesliga and not really developed. They've taken the next step in their career, but...
That's what the Bundesliga is doing now. Instead of, they used to bring up players, and now they're, bringing in players.
I guess, yeah.
They used to bring in players like Sane. Now they're buying players and bringing them.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Premier League. I think Mason Greenwood.
I guess, yeah. Who else was
I mean, you could say Foden.
I'm pretty high on Billy Gilmore. It's hard to say who's the best young players because there's some guys further along in their development.
I think Billy Gilmore got he's going to be good and got a lot of hype, but what Greenwood and Foden are doing, playing at that high of a level, scoring goals, getting assists.
Yeah, Foden definitely. There's a few like Harvey Elliott. I've never really watched him play, but people at Liverpool love that guy.
He's made 3 appearances for Liverpool.
But everything I read from Liverpool, like fans or like blogs
I don't even think
or whatever.
he got a winner's medal.
Oh, really?
You need to play 5 games to get a winner's medal.
They couldn't give him a few extra appearances at the end of the season.
Yeah, I know, right? Curtis Jones got the 5.
Wow.
Yeah, but Greenwood is my pick for the Premier League. So you think Billy Gilmore's your pick?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with guys that I like. Maybe not like guys who are the best.
All right, respect. La Liga. I know what you're gonna say.
Who am I gonna say?
You're gonna say Kubo.
Oh no, I was gonna say Puig from Barcelona.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I said Vinicius Jr. He's
Yeah, I guess.
so fast, so good with the ball, dribbling at players. Plays regularly for Real, and he's only like 18 or 19.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I thought he was older than that.
Scored in El Clasico.
In El Clasico.
All right.
A-N El Clasico. In El
Yeah,
Clasico.
it's hard to say, but he scored in one, and he's super young,
That's a good pick.
and he's highly rated. Could also say Rodrigo, also on Real Madrid. He's a similar player.
How old is Valverde?
Valverde's like 21 years old.
Yeah, so he's. Yeah,
I wouldn't say
he seems like a younger guy who has a chance to be world class.
Yeah. When Ryan says best young talent,
You're thinking like
young,
really
in the
like
teens.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like their mom still drives them to training.
So you think Ricky Puig?
Ricky Puig, my boy.
I don't know if that's how you say it, but
Right. Yeah, I've never actually heard a Spanish person pronounce it. So.
yeah, I don't know how old he is, but I've seen his highlights.
Mm.
I think he's pretty good,
Yeah.
but he needs to untuck his shirt. He's always got his shirt tucked in.
Good. It means business.
Yeah. Maybe once he gets a few more appearances,
Well,
he'll untuck his shirt.
untuck the back or something.
Serie A. I couldn't even think of anybody.
Yeah, off the
And
top of my
then
head, I can't think of anybody.
I remember seeing this dude's highlights once. His name's, I believe it's Sandro Tonali. They call him the next Pirlo.
Oh,
Looks like
snap.
Pirlo.
Really?
And plays defensive mid like Pirlo. Got the long black hair. I don't know if he's owned by anybody. Who's he play for?
Oh, he does.
Brescia. He plays for Brescia.
He does look like Pirlo.
How old is he?
Jeez. Looks like an old man. He's only 20.
He's 20.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy how much he looks like Pirlo, dude.
Yeah.
In the face.
The
Guys,
same
look him
thing.
up if you guys have never seen him before.
Wow, that's nuts.
Look at his highlights, dude. He plays like Pirlo too.
I don't know if I even have a good young player.
I couldn't think of anyone from that league.
Yeah. I mean, and you don't want to like do a cop out and just say like the best young player on like Juventus or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Okay, League I mean, it's pretty. You could say Mbappe.
Yeah,
but like,
I mean, if you kind of sway this question in a different way, like he's young and he's literally going to be the best player in the world in maybe 2 years. So,
yeah, but I wrote someone else that I
Mhm.
think people should check out. His name's Eduardo Camavinga. He's 17 years old. What's his name? I don't know the name of the team he plays for.
Stade Rennais.
Yeah.
Just
Doesn't get a
17.
whole lot of goals or assists, but plays as a defensive mid or a center mid.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's like really skillful.
Real Madrid joined by PSG and Bayern in Eduardo Camavinga. Oh, so this guy, I remember
17 years old.
in the summer he got a lot of hype, I think, because he was playing in like the preseason friendlies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching a lot of this guy's highlights. He's good. French guy.
Guys, check him out. He's really good. So I hope that answers your question, Ryan.
Good questions from Ryan.
Yeah. All right.
Next question.
Next one.
Yeah.
Number 5, coming from Tyler. Some of our favorite defensive mids. He said CDMs.
So Frankie De Jong's probably one of my favorite non-Americans. So
Me too.
I gotta say him.
Don't say Americans. Just say like.
Okay, yeah. So I'll say like European
Non-Americans.
guys. But
Yeah.
I'm saying De Jong is like one of my favorite non-American players. Most of my favorite players are American. So
Oh, gotcha.
how about you? Yeah.
Well, I said
one-on-one.
Frankie De Jong.
Oh, okay.
I just love his style of play.
Mm.
Sometimes I feel like it just doesn't work, but with Ajax it really works.
Yeah, you kind of have to
Barca at times
let
it
him
works.
do his thing. Like if your team's not playing well, it's easy to point to him and be like, he's not providing you anything
Yeah.
if he's not advancing the ball forward. But
You can't really just like plug him into a team and just be like, do your thing. Like
Yeah.
it kind of needs to be a thrill.
But that's one of the things, not to get too off track, but if you develop players properly, you should be able to have a team of Frankie De Jongs. Maybe not world-class talent like he is, but smooth on the ball, can receive a
Composed.
pass effortlessly, like can kind of skip past players when they need to. Like that's the ideal player you want when you're training, I think.
Yeah.
And then different guys can adapt to different positions, but if everybody has a baseline skill, like if we're sitting here with a youth player and they're as good as an average 12-year-old, and they're 12 years old, they're as good as an average 12-year-old, but you say, hey, you kind of play like a young Frankie De Jong, that kid's going to be good. He could develop to be much better, you know?
I guess so. Okay. I also said Busquets. How can you not like Busquets?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a rock. Like he's
When everyone's like, just you're playing defensive mid, just play like Busquets.
yeah, but as if it's easy to play like Busquets. Like
He makes it look easy to
He
play like
does.
himself,
yeah,
but it's so hard.
yeah.
And he's been at Barcelona for forever, man.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
he's a legend.
I feel like he's been old since I started following soccer, so that's how
Mhm.
you know he's old.
Yeah. I also said Conte.
N'Golo Kante, yeah. I think sometimes people don't really rate him. I don't know why. Every time I watch him, he looks good.
They
Like,
used to, but now they don't.
yeah. Maybe it's just the position he plays. Like I don't think I think he likes to be with the traditional 6, and then he just kind of runs around, does his thing.
I feel like he was one of the best center mids in the world for a couple of years, and then he might have fell off a little bit.
I
but
mean,
it's
I think just
still up
styles
there.
change.
Yeah.
Like that's a guy. Maybe he doesn't fit perfectly in Frank Lampard's system, but maybe he does with somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You think he'll stay at Chelsea? You know, he's not playing a whole lot.
I guess he would. I don't know. He's also not like most professional soccer players.
And then my last one was Joshua Kimmich.
Joshua Kimmich.
I at first I hated this dude. I thought he was made in a lab. I thought
He basically was.
looks like a robot made by the German government.
Made by the German FA.
German FA.
But I mean, that's what they do. They just produce players like that, and
Produce robots.
he's
like
like
this guy.
Yeah, he's
But,
like a perfect player, kind of.
like he never does anything wrong. Plays like perfect passes
Yeah.
after perfect pass.
I mean, dude, just think of all the good training sessions he's been in his career, and like he's probably good since he was younger. But every practice, probably with like a super qualified coach, like doing the perfect stuff. So
yeah, he's like the perfect center mid though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Who else can we put on this list? I'm trying to think of guys who I like. Maybe not the best, but that I always liked. I always like Gundogan. I'm not saying he's close to the best, but I always just liked him.
yeah, well, some of your favorites. Are there any American ones that stick out?
It's easy to say like the current like Wes McKinney, Tyler Adams, that kind of stuff.
No, they're good, but they're not like
yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah. Now I will say, go back and watch old U.S. national team games. Michael Bradley, absolutely class. The way he passes the ball, the way he strikes the ball, it's crazy that he didn't end up with a better career than he did. Like he went to
Is that Roma?
Kiev, where is he? Kieva Verona, I think is the name of the team. Then he went to Roma. At the same time, Roma got an influx of money and bought like Pjanic and a couple other guys who were really good. Angolan.
So he didn't play a whole lot?
Yeah, so he didn't play a whole lot, and then he was just kind of on the outside, and then I I think after that, he came back to MLS. That was like 2013, 14 range. And he's so good. Like, there's highlights of him just like bossing the game against like Juventus or something like that. Or like, watch when he was younger in like 2009, 2010. Like, he was all over the field, like breaking up plays and just starting attacks with his passing. And for some reason now it's controversial to say that you like Michael Bradley. Okay, he might not be great, but, you know, soccer hipsters on Twitter will just like crucify you if you don't like if you think Michael Bradley's good. Like, he's good. He's still good. Maybe you don't want him on the national team, or maybe he's not as good as Tyler Adams or something like that, but he's good.
It's either people that either hate Michael Bradley or love him, and like 90% hate him.
I used to be like love Michael Bradley. Now I'm like in the middle, and I get why people hate him because he's kind of annoying to watch sometimes.
Now he is.
Yeah,
apparently this tournament, MLS's back tournament, he's been not very good.
Yeah, I mean Toronto was.
That's what I've heard from sources.
That goal against Mexico at Azteca, no American ever could probably do that, except for maybe, you know, a few older guys. Like, he's probably the only American that could have that quality to do that. Like, just look at the way he pings the ball. Like, it's just graceful. It's easy to him. The game comes easy to him. Kind of like if we had players that developed like Frankie de Jong. If we created 1,000 Michael Bradleys, 1 or 2 of them are going to end up world class. The rest maybe fizzle out or go in the wrong system. But more often than not, a Michael Bradley will succeed.
Yeah, I think he's still the guy in center mid too.
But I'm okay seeing that. Surround him with other good players. You know,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I can also see this being clipped to our
Yes. This is gonna
to our Instagram.
Maybe a viral TikTok. We did have a TikTok go viral.
I wouldn't say viral.
The one it has almost 10,000 views. The one about Belgium, their youth system, went kind of viral. So, yeah. All right. What's the next one?
What about Kyle Beckerman?
I love Kyle Beckerman. I think my thinking of soccer has evolved where I no longer just want like tough, hard-nosed guys. I'd rather like dominate the game in possession. But there's always room for a Kyle Beckerman. He's good enough on the ball. Like, even if you want to play like super composed, playing out of the back, there's always room for a Kyle Beckerman type. He's breaking up plays. He'll do what you ask. He's winning duels. Like, it's just, he's good. And there's a reason why he stuck around MLS so long without the physical, like huge physical tools or whatever. And there's a reason why at age like 32 or whatever he starred, literally was a star for the national team in the World Cup.
And he's still playing.
Jeff Cameron had a good World Cup, but when you took out Beckerman, you missed something in that. I think it was Belgium when we didn't play him. And you missed it. So Beckerman's, he's class.
Yeah, but got a red card the other day for kicking the ball at the ref.
Yeah, but they were down like 3-1 or something, or like 4-1.
Okay.
Good for Beckerman.
Okay.
All right, how many more do we have left?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But these will go quicker.
All right, so let's go through.
We got the big ones out of the way.
Okay.
All right. Number 6 from Jay. Who are we taking? Ronaldinho, Pele, Brazilian Ronaldo, or Cristiano Ronaldo? You go.
So if we're thinking like style and cool and swag, like probably Ronaldinho, like joy, like if every kid develops a love for the ball like Ronaldinho, like we're set. But if we're trying to win a game, I didn't really watch Pele, but I'm taking Pele. You know, he did it on like bad fields, terrible boots, like not as good at teammates, probably worse training and coaching, but he just had that natural dribbling ability and ability to see the game and score goals. So without knowing too much, I'm taking Pele. What a weird question. Who are you taking?
It's a pretty cool group of guys. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Ronaldinho is like my favorite retired player.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the best one out of that's got to be Cristiano.
I can't argue that Pele was better or worse than Messi or Ronaldo or whatever, but I give Pele the benefit of the doubt. So
over Ronaldo though. Ronaldo, you've seen Ronaldo.
Or
play.
are you talking about the Brazilian Ronaldo?
Cristiano.
Oh, is the Brazilian Ronaldo in there too?
Brazilian Ronaldo's in there too.
He's also pretty slept on.
Yeah. Oh, he's probably one of the most slept on players ever.
Yeah.
But we're talking Cristiano, man.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, not much I can go into that. Number 7, from Chris again. Is Andrew 5'11" or 6 foot?
It's a weird question because I'm
The-
6'1".
the-
I'm 6'1".
The answer is 5'11".
I'm probably closer to 6'2" than 6'1", honestly.
Stop. We're gonna have to height check you. Someone get the measuring tape.
I'm definitely not 5'11". I'm probably like basically.
Let's get our camera crew to tell them to get our measuring.
We'll see how tall Alexi Lalas is, and then when he comes on the podcast, we'll go back to back and see how tall I am.
Yeah. All right. So 5'11's the answer. Okay. Number 8.
No.
From, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Yilzan. Is that a good attempt?
That's that white American guy I pronounce.
Yeah.
Good thing Kimmich didn't ask a question.
Yeah.
Question from Yosua.
All right. Sorry for saying your name wrong. I know I did. But 18-year-old Greenwood versus 18-year-old Wayne Rooney. Now, when I first read this question, I just thought of the NBC commercial where it's like, 18-year-old Wayne Rooney. And he scores that shot.
Wayne Rooney was one of the first players that I realized was like really, really good. And he was a young guy then, so like the 2006 World Cup. So he was like an up and comer then, and he was considered a top 5 to 10 player in the world ever since, like leading up to the 2010 World Cup, and then maybe 2012 I would say he kind of like started to decline. So I just think he's such like a weird, like unique player. It's weird because I don't really remember prime Wayne Rooney. I remember like the tail end of prime Wayne Rooney.
Me too. I don't remember 18-year-old Wayne Rooney at all, but it's started at Everton.
Yeah.
I don't know when he made his move. He was definitely 18 when he was 18 on Man U.
Okay.
So I think he left maybe around 16, 17 or whatever. But tough to say that Greenwood's just as good as probably England's best player.
If Greenwood ever becomes a top 10 player in the world, then great. But I doubt it right now. He's going to be good, not Wayne Rooney good.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
What's next?
Number 9 from Paul. Opinions on the Premier League committee decision to block the sale of Newcastle. I don't know if it was the Premier League committee or...
I was reading up on this, and I don't think all the details are out yet, so I don't want to try and dive too deep in stuff that I don't know. But it seems like the English government, or parliament, whatever they call it, I don't know, sorry, tried to persuade the Premier League to block the sale. And I think it was because of the way, it was a Saudi Arabian group, right? It was a Saudi group of investors because of their profiling and their criminal justice system or something like that. And these guys were linked to it because I think it was a Saudi prince, and the prince had a direct involvement. All right, ready? All right, so just had to fix a couple camera issues, had to give a little extra charge, low on fitness. So I was talking about the Saudi prince had involvement with some criminal justice issues in Saudi Arabia. So the English parliament was pushing them not to sell the team to them. So I thought it would have been cool to see Newcastle, to see how they use that money, and maybe they become a superpower, or maybe they don't and they just become a stable Premier League team. So I don't know. I don't really have much insight on it. Interesting question, though. Interesting topic.
Oh, yeah, definitely interesting. I don't know too much about it, but I feel like if the money was invested in Newcastle, it would take some time.
Yeah.
Maybe about 10 years.
And with fair play and all that stuff. But yeah, then maybe you start buying a little bit like Wolves did, where your players are more valued at you have $20 million players all over the field. You're not buying $60 to $100 million players.
Yeah.
You just can't recruit them and whatever, but you're getting quality in the door.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Number 10, coming from Ryan. Toughest tackler played with or against?
It's got to be Ryan.
It's got to be Ryan.
The guy who asked this question will really get stuck in on you, even in 2v2 games.
Yeah, so yesterday in my game, got away with... I don't know why I keep bringing it up, but I must be proud of it. But no, it was a 2v2 against. So they were going towards our goal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tracking, so to help out on defense. And this dude, quick player, takes a touch to the outside. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to slide, but I did. Took him out. Didn't get a yellow card. Ryan, the one who asked this question, would be very proud of that one. He loves a good tackle. So,
Who doesn't?
all right, number 11, last question coming from Derek. Best and worst attributes of coaches. I'll let you take that away.
This is a
coach.
good question. I didn't try to like really prepare for this. All right, so I had to fix another camera problem. We're gonna try and bang this out before this thing dies on us here. But that's a great question because I think there's definitely some good coaches, bad coaches, some guys in the middle, some guys that think they're good and they're not good. So I would say I think we're definitely gonna have to have an episode just about this in the future, especially how big I am in the coaching right now. But there's a lot of bad coaches that don't really do anything well. Like I've had coaches that they don't know the tactical side. They don't help you technically. They don't really help you develop. They're just kind of there. They think they're trying to win games and they don't help the players at all. They don't even connect with you on like a personal level. They don't really ask like, hey, what's going on? Or like, hey, like, you know, they don't like think of you as someone that needs to develop. They're just like, can I use this person to help me win games? It's stupid.
Do you think when coaches are good with their players on a personal level,
It's almost
is that just as important on the field or?
Yes, if you're good on a personal level, you're probably at least decent on the field. You'll get more out of their players and you get more commitment and buy-in. Now maybe you don't know anything tactically and you don't help them develop, but at least there's something there. And then you're a good coach when you start adding in the other stuff. I've had players that aren't really good at helping you, like they're not great on the personal side. But they're such good coaches and they know the game that you're developing tactically. The team has a certain mentality and a way to play. But I think the worst coaches, their teams don't have a style of play. They're just trying to like win games and eke out results even though they don't know how. And then on the personal level, they just don't get it. Like, it's just ask like, hey, how's someone doing? Find out something new about them. Like, where are you from? Whatever. That's like the least of it. And then there's a bunch of different stuff we can go into, but I think we should save that probably for like almost a full episode because that's a great question.
So that could be the best or worst attribute of a coach.
What do you
mean? Not getting to know their players?
Yeah. You should start by getting to know your players. If you have the time. Like if you just see them for one session or something stupid like that, then you're not going to get to know them. But if you're working with them for a whole season, then you should really try to get to know them. And then, so we'll talk about that. That's a good question. It'll probably help me reflect as a coach and then try to implement that stuff and stay away from bad coaching. So just keep liking the videos, share them like with your friends or something. That helps. Especially
just literally once you see this episode, just send it to a friend.
Yeah, one cool soccer loving buddy.
Or two, or three.
And we were actually talking about this before.
Cool soccer buddy group chat.
Yeah, that's good. And we want to have like some giveaways, some like t-shirts or scarves in the future.
We
but
want some merch coming soon.
We need like a certain, base of fans. So you guys are the OGs.
Yeah. Stick around.
So, yeah. So, and then, we'll just keep trying to pump out good content and answer your questions and try to make this as like informative to you guys as we can.